Okay, so right now I'm going to go ahead and show y'all how to do a quick configuration on Debian-based distros for network configuration. Bear with me here, it's not that hard. So the first thing you want to go ahead and do is go ahead and go to nano, uh, etc network interfaces. And this file right here is essentially going to be your main networking device file. So this is how you're going to configure your network interfaces. So I'm going to start off by explaining just a few of these. So if you see this auto LO, this means your loopback adapter. So LO means loopback, right? And auto means it's going to be started, automatically during the start of the system. iFace, LO, iNet, loopback. That's just confirming. Same thing here, auto S0. It's going to be automatically started, especially on boot. Then iFace is for interface. F0, and then your iNet, which should be your protocol, your type, and then DHCP. So you can do DHCP now. If you want to go ahead and do a static, you change this to static. And as you can see for me, I just uncomment these two lines. And then you can go ahead to broadcast 77777677 .1 and /24 here. So it'll be broadcast 77777771 24, like this right there. So if I was to broadcast that address, I'd be broadcasting it right there. Actually, this is not correct. So it would be 255 255 255 or it'll be 255 and then these. So a broadcast is just like the let me see if I got this right before I lie to y'all. Okay, no, the broadcast would be where the 0 was, so I kind of got that wrong. I had it right the first time. So it'd be 777777. So the usually, like, whenever you set up a DNS, or like if you have let me explain, how can I explain this? So let's say if you have a /24 here, a /24 means this. It means 255.255.0, right? For the net mask, right? So if it's net mask like this, 255.255.0. So that's pretty much just a shortcut for that. Like that. You're just saying, that's the net mask, right? Now, that means that any number between 1 and 255 is going to be unique, right? And so you can only have up to 255 unique addresses, right? So if you were to expand, which means all this is going to be mainly your subnet range right here, your net mask. So like if you were to plug one computer in on a DHCP, the next one would be a 3, then the next computer would be a 4, and you could do that up to 255, and then your leases wouldn't run out, and then the next computer plugged in simply wouldn't get an IP address and wouldn't work on the network, or run into a conflict. So if you want to have more than that, what you do is you change this to 0. Now this 0 is the same as a /16 here. So if you change this to a 0 right here, that it would now be 255 times 255, and that would be your total amount of addresses that you could now use on your network. So this is a good strategy for if you're setting up a large office network and you want it to be one entire network, or you want to run a DHCP server with like a virtually unlimited lease and you never have to worry about it again. It would be a great idea to expand the subnet there. Me, I live in a little apartment, so I'm not going to do that. And there might even be some latency-based fallbacks when you're using, it would be very minimal though, if you're using a larger subnet range. So I just keep mine on a 0 right here, right? And then the broadcast right here, it would be broadcast right here, and then this would be the broadcast. So it would be the opposite of a 0, and you'd have 255, and it'd be like, that's where it's broadcasting from. You usually never have to set that. It's usually done automatically, right? So the gateway right there, that would be the gateway server, the primary one you're talking to, right? So If you're doing static, you're going to want to make sure all that stuff is done accordingly. Like I said, instead of doing netmask here, you can do like /24 and stuff like that. But I'm going to go ahead and just stick with the DHCP configuration. So I'm going to go over here, right? And I'm going to change this to DHCP. Now, the networking isn't the best on Debian. Sometimes when you restart the service, there's a PID file that gets stuck, and they even tell you it's kind of depreciated, and you know, Ubuntu uses a YAML configuration, which I hate dealing with YAML, but it's more stable than this. But I mean, this is good too, and they use IF up down. So anyway, you can do RC service, networking restart like this. All right, you can do it like this, right? And then it's gonna go ahead and get DHCP discover, and it got me an IP of 2 right there, right? And then I type in route. And as you see, here's my routing tables right here. Now, yeah, these are my routing tables right here. So it's saying the gateway is here. This is actually, I need to look into this. I'm not exactly sure why it's doing this, but maybe because Docker or something's installed, but that's probably what it is. So it shares across the whole thing. That's probably all it is. But anyway, that's essentially how you would configure. Okay, so one thing here, I'm on Devuan, but this is for Devuan and Debian. But if you want to add that etc resolve file, you're gonna notice when you open up to say blah 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 this file stream, but that's because it's using systemd. Get systemd away from it. To do that, before you edit it, you're gonna need to do this: sudo systemctl disable systemd resolve, stop systemd resolve, remove the wow. He messed up on that one. Remove the existing etc resolve file, which is currently a symbolic link. So if you have systemd, your etc resolve file isn't going to be an actual file. It's going to be a link going back to the stubresolve.conf. So what you're going to need to do is you're just going to need to delete it after you do this, disable and stop the service, and then you're going to go ahead and remove the file, but you're going to have to remake it. So in order to remake it, you're gonna have to create a new symbolic link, and you do something like this, search example.com, and he's just putting it, into the file. The easiest way to do is like do a name server 111 or 8888 for Google. 111 is Cloudflare. It's the fastest, so I'd use that one, and that's it. After that, you're good to go. And then if you go into nano etc resolve, when you do DHCP, as you see, it gives you a wider range of name servers and stuff. So this is good too, right here. This is your DNS file. This etc resolve file. This is your DNS file. So, like, let's say if you're having problems with the internet connection, a lot of times what it is it's just this resolve file, and all you have to do is simply change the name server, add like 888, which is the Google DNS, or 1111. All right, and you can ping google.com. That's that. Another thing too, there is some performance things you can do. One of them, if you're running a gutted kernel and you gut all the management stuff off, like like if I was to, ping my local gateway server right here, I'm getting a 0.267. Now, if I was to do all the performance implications, I would be getting like a 0.058, millisecond time, which is a huge drop. It's like literally, it's huge. And you can do that by gutting all the management stuff off of the, you can do that by gutting all the management stuff off of the TCP IP stack. Now, BSD is known for having a really fast TCP IP stack. In fact, I'm running a copy here, and for example, if I go, if I was to bring this here, I'm pinging the same server, and as you can see, look at how low the ping is. So this is one thing that FreeBSD is really known good for, is for their networking, their TCP/IP stack. It's really fast. Anyway, so that's just what I wanted to show y'all. Quick video of just how you do some networking on Debian. Oh, a few other things is if you go into the network interfaces D file, you know, anything that gets put in here, it's usually sourced on top of it, right? And same thing, IF up down. So anything that when your interface comes up, it's going to be running scripts in here. See, like they have WPA supplicant, right? And oh, there's actually, you know what? There's one more thing we can go ahead. I can go ahead and show you. Interfaces. Now this is wired. You can also do wireless, and I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick rundown on how to do wireless. Now I can't really I can't really give you an example because for the simple fact that I don't have a wireless card there. So if I go to Debian and I type in Wi-Fi, and I just do ECC network interface like that, right? Wi-Fi, how to use? I go over here, I click this. I go over here, NMCLI. They should already do it by the, you know, network manager CLI. I don't really like that. I don't really like systemd either. Enable IPv6, yeah. Now, so anyway, you go down here. If you're to go, let's see. Here we go. So this is how you'd configure a wireless device. So the first thing you'd want to make sure is you'd want to simply make sure that, you know, apt install WPA supplicant is installed, right? You'd want to make sure WPA supplicant is installed. So I'm installing it just to give you a quick rundown. Make sure it's there, right? And then you just simply, you know, you go, you search the keywords I use on Google, Debian Wi-Fi etc network interfaces, right here. You just simply copy and paste this and put that in the etc network interfaces file where it says ESSID, that's the name of your network, and the password would pretty much be the password of your network. Now they may or may not got this wrong, but I'm pretty sure you have to have an equals there, but maybe not. But that would be how you do the wireless. Now, one thing you gotta be careful of is sometimes it might not work, and you gotta remember, be careful when you're purging packages, because sometimes the dependencies in the distribution of Debian and Devuan and other app-based distros, they're not linked really good, and sometimes they're not kept properly tracked of. So whenever you're uninstalling them, what will happen is, if you purge them, then you install a package, you might be missing one or two files. For example, there's a few files in that network, in those network folders like ifupdown.d that are sourced, and sometimes even if you reinstall it, those files might be missing, and then when you do an RC service restart, it won't actually bring up the Wi-Fi adapter. So that's something to be careful of. If you're running like an app-based distro, I don't even recommend purging anything. Just do a basic uninstall, maybe custom manually delete files that you need to delete, but I wouldn't purge stuff because sometimes it causes too much of a problem. Only in emergency situations, or take like a snapshot or something before you do. Here's another thing you can do if you're going to be doing wireless. You can simply go ahead and put network equals this, and then put your SSID and your PSK in there, and you'd be good to go. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all you need to know. That's pretty much how networking works on Debian. Sometimes if you do have any issues, what you want to do is go to var run, and then you go to network, and then anything under here you can just go ahead and delete. And these are the IF states, so the network adapters. You just go ahead and delete them, and they'll respawn themselves when you do an RC service restart. And a lot of times they'll fix networking issues, so you don't have to reboot. So keep that in mind. Files that are on run, you can usually just knock them out if you're having problems with anything. You'll be okay. Anyway, if you like the video, like and subscribe.